Hello, good morning children. So in the previous video you have learned the main part of the third lesson, why do we need a parliament. So in that the role of the parliament, why we need the parliament, everything you have learned. Now let's see how to select the national government. How to select the national government. National government. The parliament in India consists of the president, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. Here parliament means president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Okay, parliament means president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So these three includes parliament. Parliament. After the Lok Sabha elections, a list is prepared showing how many MPs belong to each political party. So, after these Lok Sabha elections, the government shows how many MPs selected. That means from BJP, how many MPs? Okay, Congress, Indian National Congress, how many MPs? Like that, they will provide a list. For a political party to form the government, they must have a majority of elected MPs. If any party, if these parties, if they want to form the government means, they should get majority MPs. Okay, they should get majority MPs to be elected. Since there are 543 elected and plus 2 nominated members in Lok Sabha, to have a majority, a party should have at least half of the number. So, total Lok Sabha members 543 MPs and 2 nominated members will be there. So, in these 543, what is the half? That's 272. So, if any party they want to provide, they want to form the government means, at least that party should get more than this 272. That means more than the half. They should get the majority. The opposition in parliament is formed by all the political parties that oppose the majority party or coalition formed. If single party gets means, that will be normal. Otherwise, with any other, if BJP, see suppose if BJP only got 250 MP seats and with other parties like TDP 50 members or some BSP, like means if like these three parties together made this majority means that government is called as coalition government. That is called as coalition government. That means a group of parties with two or three. When two or three parties together make a group to form the government, then the type of government is called coalition government. So, remaining other parties. So, that party who gets this 272, that is called as, that is ruling party. Remaining other parties, that means more than this, remaining other parties that team together, that is called opposition party. So, here you have to catch this difference. Ruling party means the party which forms the parliament. The remaining parties, the remaining MPs teams belonging to different parties, that is called as opposition party. That party is called as opposition party. The largest amongst these parties is called the opposition party. One of the most important functions of the Lok Sabha is to select the executive. So, now let's see what are the duties of this Lok Sabha. Duties of the Lok Sabha. What is the main function of the Lok Sabha? To select the executive. To select the executive of body. Here I already told you, executive body means the party, the members who are selected as officers. All the officers team is called as the executive body. That means government officers. Let's see. The executive, as you read in chapter 1, is a group of persons who work together to implement the laws made by the parliament. So as a group of, the executive is a group of persons who work together. That means here this parliament, this is legislature. Okay, these are the three organs. I already told you, legislature, executive and judiciary. These are the main three organs of the government. So in this, the legislature what takes the decision, that means the ministers team. Okay, the legislative what they takes the decisions, that is the duty of the implementation of the duty lies on the executive team. Executive team. This executive is often what we have in mind when we use the term government. So when we use the term government, this is the executive. The Prime Minister of India is the leader of the ruling party in the Lok Sabha. So in the Lok Sabha, the ruling party leader, who will be the ruling party leader? Prime Minister. Okay, Prime Minister will be the leader of the parliament. From the MPs who belong to her party, the Prime Minister selects ministers to work with her to implement decisions. So, this, I already said, who got this 272 majority, which has the majority, that the team leader will be the PM, and from his team, he will select the ministers. He will select the MPs as ministers. Okay. These all the people will belongs to the ruling party, majority party. The party which gets majority, from that party only they will form the government, and that party leader will be the Prime Minister, and those party members, MPs will be the ministers of the government. These ministers then take charge of different areas of government functioning like health, education, finance, etc. So the people who becomes ministers, they will deal with different departments. Okay, suppose for example health department, revenue department, finance department, like that they will take one person will take some departments, and they will be the ministers to those departments. Oftentimes, in the recent past, it has been difficult for a single political party to get the majority that is required to form the government. They then join together with different political parties who are interested in similar concerns to form what is known as coalition government. So, I already said, if a party, single party is not getting this majority MP seats, means then who have the same feelings in different parties, who has some friendship with other parties, those party members with their team, with the combination of with that team, that majority party will form the government. So I already explained that type of government is called coalition government. You have to know. Already, for example, I will say, when recent elections, overall India, BJP only got majority seats. More than 350 it got MP seats. So, that single party made government. If that is not like that, if BJP not got the majority and it will, with the help of other parties, Anna DMK or Congress or some other, if some other parties like that, mean BSP, okay. With those parties combination, if it makes means that government will be called as coalition government. But here in recent elections, last year's elections, BJP with a single party only it made the government. Okay, so that is the difference between normal government and ruling and coalition government. I hope you understood, children. Next, The Rajya Sabha functions primarily, so this is the duty of the Lok Sabha, functions of the Lok Sabha. Now let's go to Rajya Sabha. The Rajya Sabha functions primarily as the representative of the states of India in the parliament. The Rajya Sabha can also initiate legislation and a bill is required to pass through the Rajya Sabha in order to become a law. So here this Rajya Sabha is mainly representatives of the states from different states. Already you know we have 28 states. From these 28 states, all the representatives, they will be sent to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, they will be sent to the Rajya Sabha. And the Rajya Sabha can also initiate legislation and a bill is required. So, if this team, PM and his team wants to do any law, means what it has to do? First of all, it has to get the majority in Lok Sabha and afterwards it has to send this to Rajya Sabha. Then in the Rajya Sabha, that bill should be approved by the Rajya Sabha. Then only that bill will be passed to as law. Okay, so first from Prime Minister it will go to Lok Sabha. Okay, Prime Minister to Lok Sabha, and after getting approval it go to Rajya Sabha. Then only the bill will be passed and it will make as law. Okay, is it sure? Is it clear, children? Okay. It therefore has an important role of reviewing and altering the laws initiated by the Lok Sabha. So here Rajya Sabha will check, will review what are the laws are making, what are the laws are being made by this Lok Sabha. It will review and it will check the laws made by the Lok Sabha, and if it agrees with that, it can give approval, or otherwise it can reject the laws. It will reject, but not totally, only a little part it can reject. Next, the members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. Now, see the point. These Rajya Sabha members are elected by the MLAs. Okay. The members of the Rajya Sabha. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of legislative assembly. Elected members of legislative assembly. Okay, Rajya Sabha. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the members of the legislative assemblies. That means the people who are elected to the assemblies in states, they will elect these Rajya Sabha members. Okay, that means it's a indirect election. Okay, then it will be called as indirect election, because these MLAs, okay, who are elected to the assembly, those people will elect the members of the Rajya Sabha. That means people participation is indirect here. Okay, already you got in previous chapter. The members of the Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. There are 233 elected members. So in Lok Sabha I have said Lok Sabha 543 members. In Rajya Sabha these people are 233 elected members plus 12 nominated members. These 12 members will be nominated by President of India. President of India. Okay. See, there are 233 elected members plus 12 members nominated by the President. Okay, next. To control, guide and inform the government. So, how to control, guide, how to control, guide and inform the government. Okay, let's see how it will happen. The parliament, while in session, begins with a question. So, the parliament session will begins with a question hour. Already you have seen in TVs, parliament sessions. There, all the members will be there. They will start that sessions with a question hour. The question hour is an important mechanism through which MPs can elicit information about the working of the government. So, in this question hour, what the MPs will do, they will ask the government how it is functioning. They will question the government. Question the government functioning in various departments, what the work is going on for people, what you are doing, like that. These MPs, they will ask the executive body. Okay. This is a very important way through which the parliament controls the executive. By asking questions, the government is alerted to its shortcomings and also comes to know the opinion of the people through their representatives in the parliament. That is MPs. So, here the MPs, they will question the executive body how it is government. If any mistakes are done by the executive body, means they will correct and they will implement the actions. Asking questions of the government is a crucial task for every MP. So, here the MP should have the proper information. Then only he can question the government. Otherwise, without information, an MP should not ask this executive there. Okay, do you understood? If you want to question the government, you should have the thorough information. Then only you can ask the government. You can question the government. The opposition parties play a critical role in the healthy functioning of a democracy. So, here in the parliament session, opposition party also plays a crucial role. Because with this opposition party only, the ruling party can govern the country in a proper and in a formal manner. The highlight drawbacks in various policies and programs of the government and mobilize popular support for their own policies. Okay. So, they will highlight these opposition parties. Every minor problem, they will rise up and they will question the government. So, with that fear only, accountability only, the party members who are there in the ruling party, the ministers, they will make certain decisions. Okay. Next. The government gets valuable feedback and is kept on its toes by the questions asked by the MPs. In addition, in all matters dealing with finances, the parliament's approval is crucial for the government. So, if this government has to do anything, any work, means it should get the parliament's approval. Parliament means President, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. In these three bodies, if they get approval, then only the government can come into action. This is one of the several ways in which the parliament controls, guides and informs the government. The MPs as representatives of the people have a central role in controlling, guiding and informing parliament, and this is a key aspect of the functioning of Indian democracy. So, in this way, MPs, they play a proper role, because here MPs means they will represent whole country. So, with this opposition party or the accountability of these MPs, they can guide, they can control the government in a proper way. Okay, next, law making. I hope till now you understood, children. This law making, this is a vast chapter. I will explain you in the next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.